Hello my friends, Retro2 here as always, and today I bring you yet again another pickup video. But the truth is, lately I've been getting great stuff for my collection at an excellent price, and I have to show you guys that, of course. And something else, I got a cool gift. I ended up doing a relabel on that gift. I really needed to get a relabel done. I'm going to show you guys how it ended up getting, how it was and how it is. So my friends, nothing else to say, let's get it started. So my friends, as I was saying, let's start getting these pickups that I've been doing lately going. The first thing I'm going to talk about is something that I got in an auction, and I think I was really lucky because nobody else betted on it, and it was extra cool. And is it the Sonic figure? The truth is, I thought it was just a simple stuff Sonic and would be cool to have in my shelf. But the truth is, when it got home, I started looking at this guy and I said, this guy's old. And the truth is, he's an original 1992 Sonic, probably from Sonic Club or some initial promotion to Sega, Mega Drive of course, and my god, it's an original Sonic from 1992, and I think that is excellent. So this baby's going to the shelf. It looks pretty cool. He needed some treatment, some love. I've been taking care of him, and welcome home, Sonic. Yay. Continuing, something that I got at Flea Market, something very usual and cheap. It was a little toad. I didn't have this toad. These always look cool on the shelves. Most of them come from McDonald's, and sometimes some sellers sell them cheap. Some ask for crazy prices, like, I don't know, €5 for something like this. My god, this came from McDonald's, okay? Everybody knows. But when they're at 50 cents, why not? And I brought it home. There's no secret with that. It's pretty cool. Now, something I got from a friend of mine, and I'm going to leave the description of his channel and talk about him. He is Fábio Jorge from Retro Hobbies. It's a Portuguese channel. It's pretty cool. He's trying to go after complete Super Nintendo PAL collection. I know it's a big collection to go after, my friend. Most of luck. He's always showing excellent Super Nintendo games. If you want, check out his channel and subscribe. I'm going to leave the description down below, as always. But he got me 2 games at an excellent price. One of them is an insane beat-em-up. I remember back from the days on the arcade, and I was willing to pay a lot for this, but he ended up doing an excellent price, and it is Captain Commando. Captain Commando is awesome. It's the Super Famicom version, true, but it is English friendly when it comes to option. Only the story shows up in Japanese, but hey, it's a beat 'em up, and it's great. So what else can you say? Another game that I ended up bringing from him is a game that has a cool story to it. It is Secret Command. If you open it up, it says Secret Commando. Yes, there's a weird story added to this. As you can see, the box art is horrible, but the truth is, this game came out in America as Rambo, and when you're playing, it really looks like Rambo. He's got the red bandana, he shoots a bow with explosive ammunition, he has a machine gun, and in USA this is a Rambo. In Japan, on the Sega Mark III, if I'm not mistaken, it's Astra, but for reason or another, in PAL versions, Europe, they ended up calling it Secret Command. And hey, still a cool game, still a great game. A little bit like Commando on the NES. Maybe for that same reason, Commando by Capcom, they decided to change the name and call it Secret Command instead of Secret Commando. But it's the same style of game. Still a cool add to my collection. It was complete. And this once again came from Retro Hobbies. My friend, thank you a lot. Now the last thing I got is not exactly game related, but it's really cool. And I couldn't resist. It was so cheap. And it has some cool episodes, and this is part of nostalgia for me as growing up as a kid, and it is the X-Men Adventures, of course in Portuguese because it's the TV series that came out in Portugal back in the day, and the episodes are in Portuguese, but still pretty cool. My god, this was cheap. It's 2 VHSs with 4 stories, something like 10 episodes if I'm not mistaken, and my god, it had to come home with me. This is a lot of nostalgia. I love X-Men. I used to be a crazy BD collector, but it just passed. Not like retro games that always continue going. For 2 or 3 years, I was an excellent BD collector, but then I got sick and tired of it. Comic books, I don't know why. I still love them and respect them, but hey, don't collect them anymore. But this is cool. Now the last thing that I got, and this is a gift, came from a friend, Mark Duarte. It showed up at the style that you guys are going to see in the image. You see the label was weird. It probably was a bad relabel from back in the day. It was a clone cart. I opened it up at home, as you guys can see, and it was a clone board. But I like these old clones from back in the 80s and the 90s. I like to collect them. So I said to myself, yeah, of course this is going to stay home. One day if I get the real Galaga, I'm going to still keep this game. And I ended up doing my own version of the label of Galaga. And it ended up looking like this. I like it. Of course, if it was the original game with the battery label, I would do a cool original relabel just like the original one. Of course, if I ever sold it, I would say, hey, attention, this is a relabel. It's the original PCB, but it is a relabel. But it's not the case, so I ended up inventing my own label. So it ended up looking like this. Galaga, Galaga, and on the back, original sticker of the Galaga logo, just like on the arcade. And this I have to thank to a friend of mine, Mark Duarte. I have sold him some NES repeats back in the past. And he said, I have this copy of Galaga. I don't know if this is original or not. Do you want it? Because he has a better version. I said, yes, I do. And it is Galaga, just as the original version. And it's a cool clone from back in the day. These clones from the 80s and the 90s really hit a point right here. And I ended up keeping them in my collection. So my friend, thank you very much. These are all the gifts and pickups that I got these last 2 weeks. So my friends, nothing else to say. Be well.